Hello.
Hello, beautiful souls. Yes.
Okay, let's go live here.
We're going live in 2 places. Actually, we're going live everywhere right now.
Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube.
What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook?
Hello, global world. Happy Sunday. Happy to see every single one of you. We are going to split our attention here because we want to make sure that as many of you guys can be on and be connected. So as you guys are hopping on, settling yourselves in, the algorithms are allowing you to see this powerful sermon and video preparation. And before we go any further, and as we're welcoming you, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping with you guys. And I'll do this also a little bit later on and remind you guys that we're doing a very powerful event 4/4. It's a Stargate portal, and we're going to be talking about the incredible importance of sovereignty and how this is going to be the remembrance of all remembrances for you guys, right? I say remembrance because it is all about remembering. You already have it within you, okay?
Yes.
We're not giving you stuff that you don't know deep inside, but we're reminding you. So being able to come into that more limitless self, it's called breaking free. We're going to break free from a lot of the fear stories, patterns, and energetic ideas. So we want to make sure you guys use the link in the description. If you're on Facebook, it is above. If you are on YouTube, it is below. And register yourself now so you make sure you get your spot, okay? So as we're linking in, go do it right now or just copy it so that you can do this right when we get off. Make sure that you do not forget about that. So I'm seeing you guys pop on. So happy.
Yes, there we go. There we go. I'm so excited as well. Oh my goodness.
And if you guys are brand new, right? So if you guys are not brand new to us, let me say this. So you already know that it's going to be powerful today. You already know that it's going to be lit. You already know that this is going to feel good. You already know that this is for the global community. You already know that this is going to create change. You're already feeling it in your body. So I'm going to ask you guys if you can just share this video right now, right? So that we can get as many people on it and we can be as interconnected as we possibly can in this moment. So go ahead and share this video right now. Tag some people, right? Take a second to do that. As we're getting on and we're saying hi to people and we're checking in, take a second to do that. So we're going to ask you to do that later on, but this is getting us all started and in the space together now. And if you guys are brand new,
hello.
I'm Dove.
I'm Nicole.
And we're consciousness mentors. We're channels. We're going to be channeling information today. We are energy alchemists. And so we're going to be working with you guys today to bring in some important messages, some prayers, and some sermons. So this is going to be a little bit different than a regular video. This is going to be some sermon. This is going to be some channel. Okay. And we had some interference.
It's a lot of energy right now. Oh my goodness. It's like we are reconnecting right now. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the way this is going to go today, you guys, is we're going to start with some prayer. We're going to open the container. We're going to do a little bit of channeling, chatting, talking about some things that come through. We're going to go back into prayer. But right at this moment, I just wanted to connect all of us so deeply. Oh man, what a time to be on earth.
Yes.
I know that there's a ton of fear. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask fear to leave this sphere of existence that we are in, this sphere in this moment, connecting ourselves to the holiest of light grids, crystalline grids, rainbow grids, solar light from the central sun coming in to light up your soul. And there's so much energy. Allowing that whatever part of you right now, some of you might be twitching, some of you might be sweating, some of you might be getting nauseous, some of you might feel dizzy because there are parts of you that want to resist this shift, this beautiful shift. There's parts that are holding on to old self right now. We all have those pieces. But right now, in this moment, wow, you get to do whatever you want to do, whatever you choose to do. It is your choice in this moment. We're going to surrender something. So right now, before I even start praying, I want to ask you, set your intention. If you have any questions about what's going on, just internally, just ask it. Whatever you need to ask higher self, whatever you need to ask source right now, anything that you need clarity on, start asking those questions, setting an intention for this moment. Hashtag intention. Hashtag big intentions.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
Hashtag new earth intentions.
Yes. Oh, I just felt a lot of energy come through when Nicole said that. And letting us know where you guys are too, right? Not just globally, but tell us where you are globally. Let us know what you're feeling, right, in these moments. right? So if you're feeling some fear right now, and it's as you're setting that intention, and for those of you guys that are hopping on right now and you're wondering why we're looking in different directions, we're simulcasting. I want you guys to have as much access to this as you possibly can. And Nicole went to go get our little Sophia. So she has to be part of the. She has to be part of the work. She loves you guys.
Say hi, baby.
So just kind of getting in touch with where you are right now in this process as we're coming into creating some safe space and prayer, and we're just going to go ahead and disinvite. Right? You're releasing those things. Somebody said, I released fear in the comment when Nicole said that, and it made me giggle. You know what's really amazing is that we have the power to unhook.
Yes.
We have the power to unhook at every given moment. So I in preparation for this, a quote, a channel came to me, right? A message came to me. Actually, one beautiful member in our community had said, how do I access, right, in our membership community, this person said, how do I access courage in this time, right? Courage in this time. And the beautiful message that came to me is that right now we need to access love.
Yes.
Right? We need to access love, because when we access love, we are not limited and bound to those sensations of fear, right? And so I wanted to share that with you as Nicole's opening up some prayer, and I'm going to let her continue before we
go forward. So we just set some intentions, we asked some questions, allowing you now to think about what you'd like to surrender today. Would you like to surrender your pain? Would you like to surrender your suffering? Whew. You want to get really freaky and surrender your will? Woo! To divine will? You could say, oh, hook me to that divine will, that will where everyone wins, that will where we're all connected in this love frequency, that will that is protected, that will that knows everything, that will that can connect to understanding and the remembrance of the beautiful souls that you are. And the beautiful co-creating power that you were given, right, before your feet ever touched this planet. And the consciousness and the pillar of light that you are, this godlike essence, and you can say, I am that godlike essence. And I get so emotional when I say that. Because when I say that, it reminds me of how perfect everything is in this moment. How perfect you are, right? And all our messiness, and our jacked hair sometimes, and our jacked spirit, what it feels like at times, and the limp that we sometimes have walking through this life, or some of us crawl at times, and sometimes we're in the fetal position, and sometimes we're so scared, right? So if some of you are going through some fear, you could put hashtag fear, hashtag scared. It's okay to be scared. All right, when we get scared, there's also another frequency that's right by that anxiety frequency of being scared. It's also excitement. Yes. Right? So we don't know. What happens if so much good is coming that your whole soul in this moment is getting extra excited? Right? So as I'm speaking right now, I just, around the earth right now, you have this fear of energy. And that energy is Christ conscious love. And it's just sitting there. It's been there for a while. And so when we go into the fear, I just want you guys to know that you are so protected, that there is no electromagnetic or toxin or chemical or destructive anything on this planet that can touch your being right now unless you allow that. And so in this moment, we're just going to claim our sovereignty over our minds, our sovereignty over our light body and our energy body, sovereignty over your connection to this earth, sovereignty over the grid system, sovereignty over your connection to each other, sovereignty over your connection to Creator, Source, God, beautiful Father God, Mother God, and Holy Spirit, and the whole dang Spirit. Claiming your sovereignty, right? That you are protected. That in this moment, you get to create any kind of emotion or feeling. You get to giggle. You get to produce some joy. You get to have some peace. And I just want to go into a little bit of gratitude, right? Bringing everyone into a moment of gratitude before we begin, right? Really being, I'm so grateful for my wife. I am so grateful for the love and my God that overlooks my marriage and my mission and my purpose and my family and my animals, my bunny and my dogs. Right? I am grateful for you. For your standing up every day, getting up even when I know some of you don't want to get up. I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for your support, your love, your messages. I'm grateful for all the pats on the back I get, all the like, woo, you're doing it, baby. I need that as well, right? That mirroring back to each other, that it's okay, that you guys are doing amazing. I'm grateful for what is happening right now, right? This global quarantine where the earth is healing, right? You guys are healing. You guys are sitting with yourself, probably more than usual, having to face parts of self right now, having to dive deep, but we're all doing it together. Kind of like this forced moment of, and it's not really a forced, it was a manifested moment. It was a manifested moment that we've been running for so long. We've been running in a system for so long that we're tired of running. And so God's like, hey, woo-hoo, let's put you in your house, right? And I also want to send so much love to any families that have been hit by what's going on right now. Any souls that have left or suffered in any way. We just want to honor those souls, those families. We don't want to overlook that. And wow. Aho, amen.
Aho. So Sophia's...
We're going to go back and forth with
It's going to go back and forth with us.
Let's fix your hair.
So taking this moment for you guys to take a deep breath, thinking about what you're grateful for, right? Those of you that are popping on, welcome, welcome, welcome as you're hopping on. Please make sure that you're letting other people access this information. So tag people and share this video now so we can share this message with as many people as possible. You know, a big part of what is going on right now is creating a connection, right? And realizing that we are not different like we thought. Although we have differences, there is deep connections. When Nicole talks about being grateful for this time, right? And in case any of you guys think like, why would we be grateful for this, right? Grateful for the opportunities that we are able to experience, the goodness that we can experience from breakdown. Breakdown always, whether it's an external or internal breakdown, always leads us to the light breakthrough on the other end. So allowing ourselves to realize like, okay, there is so much goodness here. If I want to now do the work, if I want to now mine this for gold, if I want to now consider what's in that, and there is a tremendous amount in that. So what I will say to you guys, one of the messages that has come through really strong for me is please do not take this as a time to sit in complacency with yourself, right? Whatever that means for you, this is the time to show up here like you're doing. This is the time to dig into your own internal work more. This is the time, if you're a leader, to show up to this planet and share your message. This is the time for you guys to do those things, right? And we mentioned for you guys to make sure that you're getting on the 4-4 event. Why? Because we talked just a moment ago about sovereignty, and this event we're going to do April 4th, we're going to be talking about sovereignty, but we need to understand what that means first. We need to understand what that means really, really deeply, physically, emotionally, energetically, psychologically, and then we can understand, because this is a saving grace component. This is a component that allows us to feel our limitlessness. Okay? So I really take it seriously. I want every single one of you guys to be there. I want every single one of you guys to be there so we can talk about this and teach this and understand this and keep growing together. The word together, I want you guys to hashtag this together. Every single one of you should be able to write it in the comments. You're watching this, right? Interact with this energy. Why? Why does it even matter if you leave a comment, if you're just watching? It matters because you're actually engaging yourself at an even deeper level.
Yes.
Together, hashtag together. Why is it important? It is important because we exist here as a unit. We exist as a connected space of being. Okay, now, having said that, because we exist as a connected sphere of energy, right? Breaking free of these fear pieces, right? Talking today about breaking free of certain things. Nicole brought you into having some joy for a moment. Now, a lot of you guys are feeling you're getting pulled easily into fear aspects. You're getting pulled easily into what the collective is having as a whole, right? And so understanding if I am centering myself in a state of love and understanding, where am I going to get pulled in? I'm going to get pulled into my wounds, okay? So if I have a wound around lack of safety, if I have a wound around a lack of support, if I have a wound around being alone, if I have a wound around whatever it is, that is where the collective will tie into us. Because right now, the big fears are like giant clouds. They're out there and we can connect into them so easily. We can connect into them so simply. And so your job every single day is to understand, like, what is mine? What is mine energetically? And then how can I bring myself to a space of truth to a state of love. Because I talked about that. I talked about love for a second, right? It's not about how much courage each of us has in this moment. It's about how much love each of us have in this moment. Because then we still experience faith, and we still experience trust, and we still experience compassion, and we still experience joy, and we still experience bliss. And then here's the thing, despite all of the feelings that these are just cliches, in love, every single thing from your biology and your anatomy to your environment changes.
Yes.
It changes.
Whew.
And the last thing I want to say to you guys is really, really important. It's really, really important. Energetically, we're in a global time of change. We don't have to talk about anything else. I want to talk to you about energetically. We are in a global consciousness revolutionary change. And a lot of you guys have wanted it. I want the new earth, right? We're going to do another video on that, right? We're going to do another live. I want new earth. I want new shift. We do? Great. What happens? We have to shift into that. What happens in Ascension? People think Ascension, spirituality, consciousness, it's yummy, it's good, it's great. What does it look like? It looks like you laying on the floor, rolling around, screaming and crying and breaking out of things. It looks like breakdown. What's happening? Breakdown.
Yes.
What's happening inside of yourself? Breakdown. What's needing to happen? Upgrading. That's why it's so important. Because if we resist that upgrading, and if we resist that breakthrough, we create suffering as opposed to experiencing just pain. Suffering is the unnecessary part of this process. So for you guys that are watching, I'm deeply inviting you to keep stepping into the love, stepping into the consciousness of the movement of what's happening. And that is going to allow you to create a very strong ripple effect, a very powerful change on this planet. And for yourselves, and for your environment, and for the people.
Man, thank you. If you're wondering why we're looking back and forth and you just hopped on, we're not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. We have 2 cameras going, one with YouTube and one with beautiful Facebook. And so we're in it right now. We're in this moment, and I think I'm about to preach. Wow, the energy is so beautiful, so I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be here with you. So right now we are in a time of preparation. You've been being prepared. You have been growing, you have been ascending, you have gone through in the last few years, wow, some stuff, right? Somebody was posting old videos of me, and it was like it was just part of me was going, why am I throwing up? Because I was purging at the time, right? My body couldn't handle what was actually happening. Like all this love frequency was purging out all this toxic energy and trauma out of my being. And at the time, I mean, this was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was throwing up. So I just found it really funny. We've been going through fire. We've been going through a lot of fires, right? Jumping out of like the tower. We've been having to refine when there's heat, whatever is real comes through, right? So we're being prepared. So when we talk about twin flame union and masculine and feminine energy union, and right now we are in the biggest union marriage, the marriage and the union.
Yes.
Internally and with the heavens and the earth that we've been waiting for. Every living creature is made up of masculine and feminine energy. All of you are made up of feminine and masculine energy, and we are balancing those two. And so what's happening right now is the earth is feminine energy. We are anchored into the earth, so you can actually see we are masculine, feminine, but also we are connected to the feminine. We are standing on the divine feminine. We are one with her. We are merging. We've been crystallizing. We have been breathing that in, what that means to be receiving and nurturing and loving. And then you have the heavens and the galaxies that are masculine energy, and Christ conscious love is connected to that energy, and that love wants to come onto this planet, so we are being prepared for that union. Oh, and I get emotional. You're being prepared. Within each of your hearts is this holy altar, this sacred place that you guys are tapping into right now. This sacred holy place that we haven't been able to tap into fully. That altar where that marriage is happening within you, where there is freedom, where there is, can I get a hashtag? There is freedom there. There is peace there. There is wholeness.
Amen.
There is remembering.
Amen.
There is that good. There is you, there is I coming home, and there are parts of you right now that are resisting. And I need to say it, you're resisting. I don't trust that, Nicole. Right? Every time I open my heart, I get hurt. Well, that's the old life. That's the old earth. That's the old way. We don't get hurt in this new place. We don't get hurt in this new area of being. We are going to places right now where you get to expand that openness and you get to reach into the holiest of holy places where you merge with the divine.
Amen.
Woo! And what happens in that mergence is a harmonics. Yeah, that's why that's yeah, why. What's that? Is you are in the Asian and that's why in the idea why in the there. Yeah, that's yeah, why in the why in the why is why in the why in the why in the why. Why in the why in the why in the why in the why. Why in the why in the why in the why in the why. You get that harmonics in your heart, that mergence of all things, where we become one with the absence of fear, with the absence of evil, with the absence where when we look at the balancing and we look at justice and we look at the two weights where it is completely balanced, and there you are, there I am, that God I am presence emerges. Right? So the resistance, what are we resisting? There are toxins in your body right now. There are things going on in your body that are resisting because we have a high frequency love, unconditional, Christ conscious love, right? So anything in your body, right? We were just talking about purging, is coming out, right? We ask that it be released. Let it be done. Let it be so. It is so. There are ideas that you have right now about yourself and this planet, right? That are being tended to, right? So the energy is coming into the mind. Somebody wrote #confused. I get that.
It's normal.
Yeah, it's normal. Like, what am I to believe? Do I believe that we're having a massive breakthrough? Or are we having the whole thing's gonna blow? Because we've been taught that. How many movies have you guys watched where it's the end of the world, where it's the apocalypse? And I'm here to tell you that it might be the end of the world, but we got a new world coming. We got a new earth coming. We have that energy coming. You guys are creating it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Every time you've had a breakdown, you've had a breakthrough. You can't even say that's not a truth. And we're having a global breakdown. That breakthrough's coming. It's already happening.
And letting that stuff sink in, removing fear, unhooking from fear again, right? When we talk about that, we talk about something needing to die in order for something to be born, right? So when I work with a client one-to-one and they present something going on for them and they say, I've got all these things I hold on to, right? And then as those shed away, they say, I feel like I'm dying sometimes, right? You feel like you're dying sometimes when it's shifting, right? Because something is dying to you being born. So when Nicole said maybe it is the end, we're not talking about the end like you think it's the end, right? I don't think it's the end like that. We talk about the dying of the things don't serve, the things that don't work, so that you can step into the self, the I am, the globe, the consciousness, the world that feels, that is, what is the representation of our shifting, right? And so as within, so without. Come back to some principles, guys. As within, so without. We are good at collecting information. Yes. We are good at repeating information. We are not so good at living the principles of that information.
Yes.
Right? Come back. What does it mean? As within, so without. What does that mean? That as within yourself and being, the experience you are having is what is happening without. It is what is happening outside. So inside of you, you are feeling what? You are feeling fear. You are feeling confusion. You are feeling breakdown. You're feeling breakthrough. You are feeling release. You are feeling endings. You are feeling beginnings. You are feeling... And so too is the global existence of everything on an energetic state and on an energetic scale, right? And so we become inherently responsible for ourselves and each other in how we shift in that consciousness. And when Nicole said some of you are resisting, each and every one of us right now has a piece that will come up that will feel resistant. And each and every one of us right now is tasked to let it go. We are tasked to let it dissipate. We are tasked to let it release itself. Because what did I say before? Because when we don't release that, we're going to come into a state of suffering, and that is unnecessary. And it is your job. Yes, it is. It is your job because, yes, you are here and you are doing the work. And because you have the ability to hear this message, because you are able to understand even 1/10 of this message, because you are able to stand here and connect with us, because you can connect with each other. Yes, it is your job to allow that to shift, because there might be somebody else that doesn't have that information. It is your job to share this message so that those people can have it. And I mean, literally, you guys can share right now. It is your job because there are many that will find confusion much deeper than yours. Because right now, Spirit and your higher self has said, hey, put yourself in that seat right now so that you can hear that message right now, so that you can have a shift, so that your breakdown leads to a breakthrough and not stay in a breakdown.
Yes.
I don't take this lightly. When I say that every one of you should be in the seats at that event on 4/4 because we're going to be teaching you something, and it's a donation event, every single one of you can be there. You can just sign up for $1, right? There is no reason to not be there, because what we want you to do is be equipped with tools. We want every single one of you to be there with tools. We want every one of you to be in this seat. We want you guys to share this or share it privately. You don't have to share it publicly. We want you to tag people. Why? Because we want everyone to have the tools that they need. We've been showing up almost every day for you guys. Almost every day for you guys, right? So if you guys are just jumping on and you're not subscribed to our channels, subscribe wherever you are, right? Facebook, so on. And understand that every time
it
you
will be
feel
4/4.
right, 4/4, right? This is also a Stargate, guys. So it's a really big day. It is not going to be a joke that we're meeting together on a global scale in a private forum to do that work. You guys are in a space right now where I want you to remember these words. So every time you touch this place where you want to roll around on the floor and scream and cry, if you just consider that you might be safe to allow that breakdown to happen, that you can reach out to get the support you need that breakdown to happen, so that you can then turn around and say, oh, I can see clearly, right? I can see more clearly in this moment. And you know what else? I heard some of you guys saying, right, I'm intuitively hearing some of your questions. I don't have my glass on, I can't read your comments. And I heard somebody say, I need all the, what if I don't have all the information? You don't need every bit of information right now. What you actually need is to understand how to optimize yourselves in this moment. Because when you optimize yourselves in this moment, you are going to be inherently more protected. I was speaking with if you're watching, I love you. I was speaking with somebody, a friend of mine yesterday, and her husband, who I really like. It was the first time I got to meet him. And we were sitting there, we were talking, and we don't necessarily have all of the same understandings or views, right? But you know what every one of us understood? Every one of us understood that what we think, we are, that what we say, we create.
Yes.
Okay? Every one of us understood that now science has shown us that the way we talk to a plant, what we say to a plant, will dictate how that plant grows. That plant will actually disease itself from saying things to itself. So if you're in a state of fear, you see comments everywhere, hashtags everywhere, right? Don't be in fear, release the fear, whatever, right? It's not that simple. If we just say, I don't want to be scared anymore, that's not going to make the fear go away, right? But we understand I can start to bring myself into other energies. I want to attach to other energies, and I'm going to let the things that are keeping me from being in those other energies break free, because the thing that I am most at risk of right now is my internal dialogue, and it's the collective dialogue that doesn't create alignment inside of me. That doesn't mean you shouldn't know what is going on, right? So actually we have this amazing amount of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful self-responsibility and power in this moment, and we're not alone. Right? We're sitting together right now with over 400 of you guys. Right? We're sitting together, over 400 of, well, it's probably much more. It's just whatever given moment that there is on the live, right? And so, well, yeah, I'm not going to get into it. Okay, so much more. You guys, who knows how many people you've connected with in the minutes you've been on, because people are jumping on and off, right?
Twin flame argument
about how many people are on when I'm trying to make a point. All I'm trying to say is how many people you're connecting with at every given moment. How many of you guys are in a state of like-mindedness, and how important it is for us to bridge and continue to bridge these connections, and to gather together and to understand together and to create that continue. I said to create that shift, but the word is not to create, it's to continue. Do you realize that we are right now in a place of continuation from all of the work that has been asked for and all of the work that has been done? This is a result. This is a result.
Oh man, there's so much there. And take a moment just take a deep breath. There was a lot to think about. There's a lot there. Sophia's digging a hole in the carpet. I don't know where she's going. So, Dove was talking about fear, and I just wanted to say one thing, just to share little pieces about Dove and I's story is that we talk about sometimes, but we show up lit up because we do a ton of work to be in this space. But the work that we've had to go through to be here, I mean, it was like, when I say ego death or dying to self, I mean, it was ugly. Dove and I have had many wars and gone through many battles together and with each other, overcoming so much, and it was painful and it was disgusting and it was hard. And I'm saying this to you because right now people have fear about not having what they need or what's going to happen and not feeling safe. And what I wanted to say, my point of bringing all that up, is that every time that Dove and I hit a low, like a scary low, whether it was a financial low, whether it was we were ready for divorce low, whether it was Nicole, needed a lot of help because of her addiction stuff, or it was in the hospital from another OD, wherever we were in that low, we would always boomerang because there was a part of both of us that always trusted that in my lack that there would be strength from the divine. In my lack, there would be strength from the divine. And it was a very small, tiny amount of faith because it looked so bad. It felt so bad. I couldn't even imagine it getting better. But there was a part of me that I left the door open. You guys know what I'm talking about. I left the door open to the idea that there was maybe a possibility that things would get better. And in that lack, that's where God loves to show up and show off. He gets it gets really like, oh, I got your ass. Like, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to show you. Oh, you think it's over? Oh, I'm about to kick you through the best door of your life. I'm going to pick you up and throw you through or drag you through, even as you're going, no, I don't want to go. I can't do this. And then all of a sudden, like, everything changes where we would be in hell. We would be in a hell, below that hell. And then we'd have this moment of breakthrough where we'd be laughing and we would look at each other and go, are we like really crazy that like we could laugh right now? Like there was times where I'd still have the band from the hospital around my wrist with my name on it from not breathing. And we would be sitting after I left the hospital looking at each other laughing that we got through that. And so I want to connect you to this energy of that and the possibility that in your lack, the divine wants to be the all strength that you have access to. That it's in our lack that we have to reach high up above. You understand that we wouldn't reach if there wasn't this feeling of lack, if there wasn't this feeling of fear. It is the remembrance. It is that piece that reminds us to reach up, look up, put your chin up, because things are going to get better. We would just be walking around right now with our heads in the sand, and we're not. We're looking up and we're reaching and we're grabbing. And when we reach and we grab and we ask, it is given.
Yes.
And when we say what it is, right? I was listening to the most dopest thing where this person was like, when you start to see miracles in your life and you realize that you are the technology that creates the miracle because that's how powerful your thoughts are, it's not a miracle anymore. It's just a bomb technology. You guys are this technology. I said it in the beginning. You are co-creating. You are creating. That is like a gift of a gift of a gift. Your creation power is like creating the earth. It's creating everything. That's masterful. That's amazing. That's beautiful. I tell you all the time that when I created crap, when I created disgusting things, I created that. Those crappy castles were mine. And now I get to create something new. And another thing, if you guys know me very well, and I say this a lot, when it's time to receive what you've been asking for, what you've been manifesting, I tell you guys all the time, you got to be still. And right now we got a global be still. Hashtag be still. Because when God wants to send you, when the universe wants to send you what you asked for, and you're running around like a crazy lunatic, the universe like, just stop for a second. I want to give you something. I want to give you some information. I want to give you a guide. I want to give you a friend. I want to give you a mentor. I want to give you a program. I want to give you something to show you something so that I can give you that something to where you feel that you're lacking. I want to remind you that you're not lacking.
Yes.
And so it's time to slow down.
Amen.
You want to pray?
Let's pray. Let's pray. And I never do this. But I want to acknowledge, and only because I don't have my glasses on and Spirit somehow made me still see the comment, those of you who are showing up in a resistance.
Yeah.
Right? So we're bringing a lot of love in this space. We're bringing a lot of channel. We're bringing a lot of sermon. You guys are having some major breakthroughs, right? And I see it. I see it in your energy. I see it. And we talked about this. Some of you guys are stuck in the fear. You're stuck in the hate, stuck in the frustration, right? You're coming in resistance. So what's happening in the face of our energy and in the face of your peers is that your internal demons and difficulties and challenges are coming out to the surface. But what's beautiful about that is that's your opportunity if you want it. If you want it, because you have free will, to say, wow, that message, this video, this energy, whatever is happening brought this out in me and I can put it down.
Yes.
So what I will first of all say is if any of you guys saw something that you didn't like, I want you to make sure that you send that person love. And then I also want you to see within yourself, each and every one of you, where you had resistance, where you had fear. And I want to go ahead and bring Christ conscious love into that space.
Sure.
And we allow it to dissipate and we allow it to purge. And for some of you guys, you're going to go from anger, frustration, judgment, ridicule to breaking inside. And when it breaks inside, that love is going to come up into your heart.
Yes.
Okay? And so here's what we do, beautiful beings. We see the world. Listen careful. We see the world, not as it is, but as we are capable of.
Yes.
Okay? That means that each and every one of you sees the world from what you are capable of seeing, from what your consciousness is allowing,
Yes.
from what you are projecting,
Yes.
from what you feel about yourself, from the stories that you have,
Yes.
from the resistances that you have,
Yes.
from the protectors and protections that you have against allowing your breakthrough. That's okay. You know what? It's more than okay. Super beautiful. Why is it super beautiful? Because I just told you what's happening. And when you know what's happening, you get to break free of that.
Yes.
I'm going to say that one more time. Why is information so important? Why are we showing up on 4/4 for you guys? Why are we showing up every day almost for you guys? Why are we showing up here from our love and from our heart and from the guidance of Spirit? Why? Because information and the energy that we brought you with activation and prayer will allow for radical changes at a precise level.
Yes.
So if you're sitting there and it is even kind of hitting home and you are feeling anything in your body or you're feeling any sort of pain, and you know why that matters to me today more than it ever matters to me? It's because some of you guys are getting it super clear, but I care. I don't want to say most. I care deeply about the ones that are on the fence right now.
Woo!
I care.
Yes.
Listen, some of you guys, you're already there. You're gonna watch everything we put out, and you're gonna show up for other people's truth. You're gonna show up for your own truth. You're gonna show up for Christ, and you're gonna keep working through your stuff, even though it's bruising your knees. And some of you are on the fence. You're saying, I don't know what I don't know, and I don't know how I feel, and I don't know. And that is who we are all responsible for.
Yes.
Right now, that is who we are all responsible for right now. So we love you and I see you. And if that makes you upset, I see you some more. And if that makes you feel scared, I see you some more.
Yes.
Okay? And if that makes you feel like you want to project, I see you some more. And I love you.
Yes, I love you.
So much. I love you so much.
Love you.
And here is why we never get to judge, because you either are the person you're judging, you were the person you're judging, or you will be the person you're judging. So there is no reason to have that. But what it is us protecting ourselves. So we just ask, and as we close up this work and we ask for prayer, what I'm going to ask is that everything that all of you beautiful beings have asked to surrender, we ask for Christ conscious love. And when I say Christ conscious love, I want you to understand that that is a universal energy. That is an energy that can sometimes create resistance within people. But what that is we're talking about an unconditional global love, a universal love, a love that really has nothing to do with any particular doctrine. And it is not attached to any particular ideology, okay? And I'm going to ask for that consciousness to come within you and upgrade you at every level that is able to be accessible right now for you, and you accept what you are willing and wanting where you are in this moment. And we unplug every one of you from the global collective, from the fear grids and the processes that are feeling scary for you. And we unplug you from each other so that you're not holding and absorbing the energy. And we unplug you from us. We allow you to feel that sense of sovereignty that we were talking about that is oh so important, that we want you guys to know about. And we allow that energy to fill your heart. So I'm going to have you all imagine your heart start filling up with this incredible ball of gold and sunlight. We ask for all of the light of all of the suns to fill up your hearts, and you just imagine that your heart is turning into this enormous ball of light, and that ball of light is getting bigger and bigger, and it is getting beams of sunlight from every sun and every solar system and galactic system that you can imagine, until that beam of light is getting so big that it starts to make it so you can almost not see your body anymore, and then your body turns to light, and that field around you turns to light, and that sunlight starts to shine so bright that you can imagine filling up your house and your town and your environment and the state you're in and the country that you're in. And you keep going and going and going until we see our beautiful planet filled with that golden light. And then we allow it to keep going further and further and further and further. And that light recycling all of those things that are not love, and all of those things that are not health, and all of those things that are not purity, and all of those things that are distorted, and all of those fears that are happening, and all of those consciousness pieces that no longer need to be there, and all the blocks to the consciousness, and allowing you to ground all of that in. And I just want you to imagine, and maybe after this, you actually get outside and do this physically, but I want you to imagine, because there's a lot of energy, imagine taking your hands and placing it on the earth and giving up all that excess energy from all this amazing, amazing amount of work that you guys have done today. Radical amounts of work. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it tingly, feel dizzy, feel lightheaded, right? Just put it down and give it back to the earth. Drink a lot of water.
I just want to clear a couple of things that came up just for many of you, and I will say us because this is something that has been my life, in this particular life, and I'm sure many lifetimes, but just allowing ourselves to release any vows that we have taken of suffering, right, which cause a lot of chronic illness, chronic addiction. Allowing yourself to understand that we may have taken those things on so that we could learn about it. Also, when I told you before about in our weakness and our lack is where the divine becomes really strong. Yes. We oftentimes will incarnate, take on these chronic illnesses, take on addiction, take on things to remind us. And when we hear that, we're just kind of like, why would I do that? Well, exactly what I said. Is that it's a reminder, and the grace and the mercy and the strength that you are is bigger than your problem. I'm going to say that one more time. The mercy and grace, compassion, love that you are and God is bigger than any problem that you are having right now. And you have a choice. You have a choice right now to release the suffering. You have a choice to release all the pain. So I just want to activate your light bodies, activate your own light bodies. This beautiful Merkaba that's around all of you, right? And for some of you, right, in any kind of illness, it makes it like almost like a static, like it's hard to activate the light body because your mind is telling you that you're too weak or that it's too much or it's too much pain. So what we're going to do is we're just going to relieve ourselves of this human moment, just for a moment. Yes. Just for a moment where we could sit. Yediasia was Biasiwa in the Asia and the Ayazua and the Ahanane Wazai and the Ayazwan and then the Swai and the Iwai and the Aswai and the high is Wai and the eyes. So just allowing ourselves to really connect back to our light body, because the light body itself is pure essence love. It heals anything. It can remove anything. It can protect you from anything. It can move you through anything, right? This is that. And so we're connecting to that light body and asking the light body, we're just praying that the light body, let it deal with the human body. Let it go in there, right? Let it clean out the cells. Let it activate the bone marrow, the blood cells, the DNA, activating these parts of you that remember that you can heal your own body. That you yourself have control right now. So allowing yourself to connect to this light body and letting that energy just course through, just surrender. Just surrender to the love that you are, baby. Just surrender to that love that wants to just wash you clean, that wants to make you feel free, that wants to show you that you are free. And we connect back into the seat of our soul so that we get, and so you guys might want to just like look around, move your toes, move your fingers. You're in your body. You are human. You're beautiful humans.
Yes. I want to thank every one of you guys for being on here. I want to thank every one of you guys for sharing this message.
Yes, thank you so much.
So if you didn't share it privately, tag some friends. I thank all of you for doing this work, for taking it seriously. Sophie's jumping from side to side. Thank you guys so very much. Please continue to tune in. Please continue to take these next steps seriously. Take your connection to love and source seriously. We're glad that we were able to be here with you guys. We will continue to do that. Thank you guys for saying hi to Sophia.
Yeah, Sophia, say what's up, girl.
Our puppy. She loves to do work with us.
You got it going on, girl.
She loves
She's
you
the
guys.
protector and the healer.
Yes,
she
we
does
love you
tons
guys
of work,
too.
man.
Thank you so much. Thank you both communities and overlapping communities. Means so much to us that we can be here with you and for you. I'm sorry that we had to look in different directions, but I want to be here with you guys and have you guys get this message is more important than whether or not we're looking directly at each other right now in this space. And we're going to continue to do things together. It's time for us to be a community and to grow that community as big as we possibly can. So if you do believe in what Nicole and I are doing, please make sure that you follow, like, or subscribe, and that you share this information so we continue to grow as a community. We love you guys so much.
A lot is coming.
So much.
We're going to be showing up a lot. So we'll be with you and connecting with you. So thank you again.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Oh my God. YouTube, I love you.
I think it's
and
that.
I remember that it is hard for me to remember
I think it's
how
just
to turn off YouTube. I love you
Yep,
guys.
bye.
Oh, no.